see the work, get more done, unlock more time, more money, and more freedom.
Join us as we explore the challenges and power of making work visible. Welcome to the Visible Workplace Podcast with Dr. Tom Raleigh.
Now, let's get into today's episode.
So hello and welcome to today's episode of the Visible Workplace. Well, guess what? This one's not about work. This one is about taking some time off. And if you look behind me, then you will see waves. And this place is called Honomanu Bay, I think. Honomanu Bay in Maui. I've been here a couple of days just on holiday, rest and recuperation. And just thought I'd do a little podcast just to share with you why having time off is actually so critical. Some people, they just keep working and working and working, but there's no rest, there's no restoration, there's no space for new ideas. And those are things that I have found do come from holidays. Much like a warm shower, for some reason, going on vacation seems to bring through new ideas or new opportunities or just a new way of seeing the world. And I mean, as you can see, if you're on the podcast, you can't, but if you're on video on YouTube, then you can. It's stunningly beautiful here. This is about an hour into the Hana Road. Not really sure how long the road to Hana goes for, but it is very deep jungle here. So Maui is an interesting place in terms of the one side is heavily forest and then it goes all the way through to desert, all on the same island, mainly because the rain always hits one side and then the rain doesn't go on the other side. But I've been coming here, a while now. I think my first time was maybe 2009. So what's that, like 14 odd years? I've been a bunch of times and really love Maui. It's an awesome place. Very similar vibes to Byron Bay. It's a surf town, but it also has something that we don't have, which is hunting. We do have that in Australia. It's just a lot of effort. I think the closest hunting for me is around 5 hours drive versus here it's 10 minutes, if not more. So look, it's an incredible opportunity just to decompress, to let go of all of the demands of the world and just be present with what's going on. I've had some pretty cool experiences. I got to play kirtan, which is a type of like music, spiritual music, at Ramdas's house in Maui. That was a pretty cool experience. I've eaten very well. I shot a deer, which was great, a 50 caliber air rifle, and unfortunately couldn't find the animal, but that does happen. With firearms, it tends to happen much less, which is the advantage of using a firearm over an air rifle. But overall, I've been surfing, the food's been amazing. It always helps to have a local guide, and my friend has been living here for many, many years, so he has a very different perspective than someone just showing up as a tourist on Maui. But for me, it's a wonderful opportunity. I just wanted to share, where I am at the moment, and it hasn't got a lot to do with work or software or anything, but it has got to do with living. And I was just out there. There was one other surfer that came out with me and we're chatting away. He owned a business in Colorado. His wife owned a business, and they had the opportunity to have time and money freedom. And that is certainly one of the benefits or the opportunities or challenges or difficulties, or I don't know what you quite call it, but that is certainly the dream of business, that you can have a profitable business that runs without you. And that opens up experiences like this, opens up the ability to go to Maui or go to Indonesia or go to India or go to wherever it is that you want, Japan. All of these things open up. And if there's not enough money, it's very difficult. If there's not enough time, it's very difficult. And so finding a way to make enough money but still have the time, I mean, that is a very significant challenge. But if you can't get there, then maybe doing what I'm doing, which is taking a week off and just going, you know what, I'm just going to chill, I'm going to relax, I'm going to let go, I'm just going to allow the space of being here in the present moment and allow the magic of the moment. It's certainly easier in a place like Maui, but it can be done anywhere. It can be done anywhere just to find that moment of peace. And yeah, it's pretty special. I'm going to head back into Paia. Obviously, if you haven't been to Maui for a while and maybe you remember it from the old days, like 5 years ago, there's been a lot of development here. And that looks like it's going to continue. The towns are all thriving. Like a lot of the West, it is extremely expensive. In fact, it's probably worse than most in the West in terms of price. It's quite expensive, but the opportunity to live here is very special. So if you can't live on Maui, maybe Byron Bay. But yeah, look, I do think there's one more thing that's important to talk about, which is gratitude. And no matter what your situation, if you can find gratitude for what you have, whether that's a week off or whether that's the work itself that you're doing, the job, the family, the home, the difficulties, the struggles, the whatever it is, I think it's a very interesting place to be able to become from a place of gratitude for both the good things and the bad things, whatever you might see those as, good and bad. It's only over the longer term that can even have any judgment of that. Sometimes bad, in inverted commas, things happen, and yet in the overall scheme of things, it may well have been a boon or a gift that showed up. It just wasn't apparent at the time. All right, well, I'm going to head back into town. I'm going to head to Paia. There's the Paia Fish Market that has a famous burger there that I'd like to try. And then I'm going to head to Baby Beach and just chill out and relax. Got a portable hammock. And I think it's going to be a pretty good day. So that's all that I got for you today on the Visible Workplace. A very different episode this week, but I wanted to share with you just a little glimpse of Maui, and look forward to seeing you on next week's episode. See you then.
Thanks for tuning into the Visible Workplace podcast. Subscribe for more productivity tips and share with friends. We love your feedback, so please rate and review us on your favorite podcast platform. For more tips and tools, visit www.magicboards.io. Thanks again, and see you next episode. Disclaimer: the information and ideas discussed in this episode are general in nature and do not take into account your specific circumstances. You should seek specialist advice for any medical, financial, emotional, mental, or other difficulties that you are facing with appropriate specialists and professionals so that they can apply your specific circumstances and give you the required advice.